Hello everyone, I'm here to share some alarming news about a multi-trillion-dollar real estate scam that has recently come to light. This fraudulent scheme surpasses the impact of the infamous Great Financial Crisis of the past. Do you recall a time when individuals with occupations like hairdresser or bartender were owning 4 or 5 homes, amassing a real estate portfolio worth millions of dollars, and claiming to be successful real estate investors? It's astonishing to think about how many loans were being approved back then. Fast forward to the present, and we find ourselves in a real estate crisis that easily dwarfs anything seen before. Many so-called real estate investors pretended to purchase properties for personal use, putting down minimal down payments, only to find themselves underwater now. This fraudulent activity has reached such an immense scale that it will make the housing crash of 2008 seem like a minor setback. Unfortunately, these are not mere opinions, they are undeniable facts. This is the reality we must face, whether we like it or not. Home values have declined on average by 5.6%. This decline is particularly alarming for first-time buyers who typically put down an average of 6% as their down payment. Essentially, the entire down payment is wiped out due to the falling home values. This situation becomes even more problematic for those buyers or investors who pretended to occupy the properties as owners. Selling these properties would mean homeowners would have to make a substantial out-of-pocket payment, estimated at around 8–10% of the home's value. This includes realtor fees, closing costs, transfer taxes, and any other related expenses. Consequently, this poses a significant challenge, leading many homeowners to keep their properties in the hopes of a better future. An alarming statistic shows that 23% of all Americans with mortgages owe more on their properties than they are worth, resulting in negative equity. This means that nearly 1 in 5 Americans are in a precarious financial position where they owe more on their mortgage than the value of their home. To cope with this situation, many homeowners are resorting to renting out their properties. However, the rental market is also facing a downward trend, with rents declining for 5 consecutive months. According to a recent report from Realtor.com, September witnessed a 0.7% decrease in rent prices compared to last year. In September, the median asking rent experienced a slight decline to $1,747. This marks a 5% decrease compared to August 2023 and a significant 29% decrease from July. However, rents still remain 24% higher than they were in September 2019. Looking ahead, it is anticipated that this 24% increase will continue to decrease over the next year. The current market is witnessing a record high in apartment construction, with levels not seen in 50 years. Additionally, there are numerous homeowners who find themselves burdened with negative equity. As a result, many of these homeowners will be compelled to rent out their properties as they lack other viable options. The consequences of this trend will place immense pressure on multifamily landlords, developers, and investors. It presents a significant challenge for these stakeholders to navigate successfully. A prime example of the impact of these conditions can be seen in the recent sale of a skyscraper in Portland. Rather than selling for the anticipated $200 million or $180 million, the building was sold for a mere $45 million. This sale price is even lower than the $122 million it sold for 9 years ago. This serves as a clear indication that the real estate market is currently experiencing a silent crash, one that largely goes unnoticed by the majority of people. However, upon closer examination of the current state of homeownership, the economy, consumer behavior, and the banking sector, it becomes evident that we are headed towards a severe storm. The magnitude of this storm is significant and poses great risks. To illustrate the point further, let's consider the number of home sales over the past few years. In 2020, there were approximately 5.64 million homes sold, followed by 6.1 million in 2021 and 5 million in 2022. When these figures are added up, it amounts to around 16 million homes sold during this period. It is important to note that many of these homebuyers made their purchases with small down payments of 6%, 8%, or 10%, and secured incredibly low mortgage rates. They believed that they had found the ultimate hedge against inflation. In recent months, there has been a concerning trend in the housing market. Typically, home inventories see a decline during the holiday season, as people prefer to sell and move in the spring and summer. However, this year has been different. Home inventories have continued to rise, with numbers reaching 613,000 in June, 646,000 in July, 669,000 in August, and 701,000 in September. This unusual uptick in home inventories during the winter months raises some questions. One possible explanation for this anomaly is the financial strain many people are currently experiencing. As we enter the winter season, people are finding themselves pushed to the brink of their financial capabilities. Adding to the economic pressure is the fact that student loans, which were due a few weeks ago, are still looming. These financial burdens are causing many to question the prospect of a return to a stable economy. Those who anticipated making a substantial profit during the recent economic boom are now left wondering how they will navigate this challenging situation.